Welcome back to Mono-Black Foundry. This is match 4. This is a keepable hand because I've got a mana dork and I've got 3 lands. Opponent appears to be playing WB Fabricate based off of their turn 1 play. Mana dork comes out. I feel pretty safe about that. This turn, since they really haven't done much, I'm going to play out my Fleetwheel Cruiser and see if I can ride it to victory. Opponent swings for 1, and then brings out Fabricate 2, which is a huge part of this deck, and I recall from testing with Mono Red Madness Bug Whacker that's actually kind of a difficult card to get around, but with Fleetwheel Cruiser it's just peachy, it's just fine. I brought out a pumped Foundry Inspector, used that to pilot the Fleetwheel Cruiser. Opponent swings for 3, which is not really the right plan, but I guess they're just sort of ignoring the trample for now. However, another Fleetwheel Cruiser is probably game, because I'm going to pump it up with my Ruins of Oran Reef. My opponent is aware of this fact, so in response to them attempting to grasp on my vehicle, I pilot the other vehicle with it. It's still a hefty swing here. My opponent drains me for 1, but that's not going to be enough. They are at 6. Doing a stasis snare on my Foundry Inspector, which is fine. As I've always said, he did his job, and now I can move on without him. So with 5 mana available, it's time to start the self-assembler chain. Use that to pilot my 5/3 vehicle. Once again, opponent just has an army of chump blockers, which is bad against trample. However, I kind of feel like maybe they should have done something there, because they are at 1 life now. That's a lot of servos, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Even Eiley with Death Touch isn't enough against trample, so swing again with a huge amount of damage because of Chief of the Foundry. There's quite a bit of blocking my opponent could do here to drain me for a lot, but it's still a losing plan. Plus, the way that they've blocked, I'm able to get 1 damage through with my vehicle, so we move on to game 2. I cite in Hand Disruption mostly. Just taking out actually 2 mana dorks and 1 Gearhulk, just because the Gearhulk's less good against an army of servos. No tap land, so we'll just pass with a swamp. Drawing a lot of lands, which is not great, but being able to disrupt their hand is awesome. So I took their early play, the Fabricate 2. Now let's disrupt the hand again, get rid of their vampire. There's not much left here that I can't just kill. So why don't we just go ahead and play a vehicle, be the first one to deal some damage. Fragmentize is a great answer, but Filigree Familiar is going to come out. And I actually tapped my mana wrong there if I had intended to kill a creature. Fortunately, it worked out. They didn't play a creature. They played Panharmonicon, which is a very important card for the deck. No target for Mortuary Mire, since Fleetwheel Cruiser is not a creature in the graveyard. And I'll just hold up my Gearhulk for whatever it is they play next. In the meantime, might as well get an underhanded design in play and attack with Filigree Familiar. At this point, I can just Spatial Contortion on Eiley. They save Eiley by making it jump in the air for a little bit, but I do kill Eiley next turn with Noxious Gearhulk. with a drain, actually. Opponent is pretty much out of cards at this point. So Stasis Snare is not quite enough, because I've still got them on a 3-turn clock without any other artifacts to trigger on underhanded designs. And the Marionette Master, I Spatial Contortion in response to the double trigger, and that is game. So that was match 4 against WB Fabricate. Come back for match 5 with Mono-Black Foundry.